How are we doing today, guys? Thank you once again for joining me on Viper 9 Toy Videos. Today, I have from the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Cobb Vanth Mandalorian armor from The Mandalorian. This figure is one of the first figures I have pulled myself off the shelf in a really long time, especially for a new figure. Just like everybody else, I found it at my local Walmart. Didn't even say it was in stock, so that one I found a little odd. But back of the card, it does have VC 343 on that, does have a brief little description about the situation, and then a great little action shot there of him holding the helmet and the gear, and then the card art there for Cobb Vanth. And I really dig that first introduction of Cobb Vanth, and I love Timothy Oliphant as an actor. A lot of roles I've really dug him in over the years. Go ahead and get him cut off. He is a deluxe figure, so he does bring a little bit more money than a lot of your standard figures. You know, standard figures right now are running $16.99. He was $25, but here's to hoping that he is worth it. Go ahead and get all of his blasters. That's a cool looking little blaster right there. Looks like an old modified 6-shooter. Come on, focus on the gun. There we go. Go ahead and get the Boba Fett. Oh, and it is a ball or a head change on that. Get the backpack popped out. And of course some more rocket or some flame effects. I love the flame effects. Nailed it. Okay, so here is the Cobb Vanth figure. I am a little concerned. Okay, so it does feel like a double ball joint neck on that. Oh no. So the double ball joint neck, the neckerchief is a separate piece. And this is something I've been super curious about. His armor is removable. That is super interesting because his armor is removable, but the pauldrons or the gauntlets are sculpted on, so you can't just take off the Boba Fett armor. So that is super intriguing right there. Go ahead and let's get that Boba Fett head on there so we can kind of get the full effect. Bought it off some Jawas. Shoulder articulation is not hindered by the armor. It is a little bit softer, so you do get that to move up. The elbow articulation is super nice. The hoses don't interfere with the elbow articulation at all. He does have wrist rockers. Looks like one vertical, one horizontal. And it does look like he does suffer a little bit from the kind of the swollen palm syndrome. So as long as his gun handles aren't too big, you should be able to fit the guns in his hands. Go ahead and get that backpack pegged in. Get the rocket pegged in. Get that full Boba armor effect. Oh, let's get back to the articulation. He does have the ball jointed waist. New updated ball joint hips, T-bar hips. He has, the belt is a separate piece, but it does peg into his back to try to keep that. So it does have a nice little peg right there to keep it from falling off the hips. I really like the kind of slack design that they did on that belt. Gives it kind of that old Western feel to it, which this is by far one of my favorite episodes of Boba Fett, or The Mandalorian. He does have the almighty and important holster. Knee articulation is... Oh, wow. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look at that. The knee lasers comes off. That's interesting. But the knee articulation on him is pretty solid. He does have ankle rockers. Really digging this figure. That's really interesting that the knee lasers comes off. Oh, where was it? Was it further down? I think it was further down. Then he does have his blaster rifle. Yeah, no, I'm digging this figure quite a bit. And of course, the rocket effects should just plug right into the jetpack. One thing that I'm really digging about a lot of the rocket effects, though, is they're all interchangeable. So you get enough of these, you'll be able to equip a lot of your Mandalorians with rocket effects. So that's super awesome. Man. Viewfinder. Okay, so the viewfinder does not move. It is static. So that's a little bit of a wah-wah. But right now, the only thing that's keeping us from getting a Cobb Vanth from the Book of Boba Fett after he loses his armor is a new set of forearms. Other than that, this figure is completely ready for a re-release. I love the armored version because, like I said, I really dug that episode of the of the Mandalorian. But I would be just as okay with a non-armored version of Cobb Vanth. Like I would like to see that. I would definitely buy that as well. The figure itself does look a lot better. I was a little worried when I first saw him announced. Just the way the neckerchief and everything looked, it looked a little wonky. But I am definitely digging that. Let's see how he looks. If you take, is he a little giraffe necked? Oh, a little, but not bad. I think he still looks pretty alright. The armor does look a little wonky on him, though. But there you have it. There is the deluxe figure, Cobb Vanth, armored Cobb Vanth. I am digging him. I really enjoy it. Was he worth deluxe prices? I mean, I don't know. He does come with a lot of the small parts, but this was also what a standard figure would have came with back in the day, and still only been standard retail. So buy if you want, don't buy, but overall I'm super satisfied with him. I am looking forward to getting some Dio shots with him and the Mandalorian, maybe some Tusken Raiders. Ooh, get some Tusken Raiders in there. But right there, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it with hit that like, smash that follow if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.